You're driving when that red light flashes. Oil pressure low, stop engine. It's alarming, but it doesn't always mean your oil pump has failed. Often your car is warning you about something smaller that can be fixed before serious damage occurs. Oil pressure keeps engine parts lubricated and cool. When it drops, friction and heat rise fast. According to the American Automobile Association (DOE), lubrication-related issues are a leading cause of preventable roadside breakdowns. DOE Newsroom: roadside breakdowns preventable with proper maintenance. In this video, you'll see how oil pressure works, discover both common and overlooked reasons behind that warning light, and learn simple checks to perform before calling a mechanic. Subscribe now for trusted car care tips that keep your engine safe. Quick oil system. Before we dive into the reasons behind that warning light, let's understand what oil pressure actually does. Inside your engine, oil isn't just a lubricant, it's a lifeline. The oil pump draws oil from the pan, pushes it through filters, and delivers it to every moving part under the hood. This steady flow creates pressure, forming a thin protective layer that prevents metal parts from grinding together. When that pressure drops, friction rises, bearings, camshafts, and pistons start to wear faster and temperatures climb. Even a slight blockage, incorrect oil type, or weakened seal can disturb this delicate balance. Think of your oil pump like the heart of your engine. When it can't maintain proper flow, the entire system suffers. Understanding this flow is the first step to recognizing why that oil pressure low message appears, and how to handle it safely. Reason number 1. Low oil level or wrong viscosity. A low oil level or using the wrong oil viscosity is one of the most common reasons your vehicle shows a low oil pressure warning. When oil runs low, the pump draws in air instead of liquid oil, which disrupts flow and drops pressure across the system. This doesn't always mean there's mechanical failure. It simply means the engine isn't receiving the steady lubrication it depends on to reduce friction and control temperature. Oil viscosity, or how thick or thin the oil is, also plays a vital role in maintaining proper pressure. If the oil is too thin, it moves too freely and can't hold pressure once the engine heats up. If it's too thick, it struggles to circulate during cold starts, leaving critical components temporarily dry. Both conditions make the oil pump work harder and can trigger the dashboard warning even when the system is otherwise healthy. Regularly inspecting the oil level, monitoring color and consistency, and using the manufacturer-recommended viscosity grade are simple but effective steps. These habits not only stabilize pressure but also extend the life of your engine and prevent premature wear from poor lubrication. Reason number 2. Clogged oil pickup screen. A clogged oil pickup screen is one of the most overlooked reasons behind a sudden drop in oil pressure. This small but critical part sits at the bottom of the oil pan, acting as a barrier that keeps dirt, sludge, and debris from entering the oil pump. Over time, buildup from old oil, carbon deposits, or gasket material can collect on the mesh surface. When the screen becomes restricted, the oil pump can't draw in enough oil, reducing pressure throughout the system. Drivers may notice the oil warning light flickering, especially during acceleration, braking, or sharp turns, times when oil briefly shifts away from the pickup. Continued driving under these conditions increases wear on bearings and internal parts because lubrication becomes inconsistent. Routine oil changes using high-quality filters and clean oil are the best defenses against this issue. If low pressure continues even after maintenance, a professional inspection of the pickup screen and oil pan is essential to restore proper flow and protect the engine from further damage. Reason number 3. Failing oil pressure sensor or electrical fault. Sometimes the low oil pressure warning doesn't come from an actual mechanical problem inside the engine, but from an electrical or sensor-related issue. The oil pressure sensor's job is to measure pressure within the system and send that information to the dashboard gauge or warning light. When this sensor malfunctions, or when its wiring becomes loose, corroded, or coated with oil residue, it can send false readings that make it seem like the pressure has dropped when, in reality, everything is normal. This can cause unnecessary worry or lead drivers to believe the oil pump or internal components are failing. The best way to confirm whether the reading is accurate is to use a mechanical oil pressure gauge. If the manual reading shows healthy pressure, the issue is almost certainly electrical. Replacing a faulty sensor is simple and affordable, but ignoring it can cause ongoing confusion and false alerts. During regular oil changes, It's good practice to inspect the sensor and its connector for corrosion or oil contamination. Keeping the electrical system clean and intact ensures that warning lights reflect real conditions, helping you maintain accurate monitoring and avoid needless repairs. Quick pause. If this helps, hit subscribe. It's free and keeps your car running smoothly. Reason number 4. Worn bearings and internal leakage. As engines age, vital internal parts such as crankshaft and camshaft bearings gradually wear down from years of friction and heat. These bearings are engineered with very tight clearances that allow a precise film of oil to flow between surfaces. When they wear, those clearances expand, allowing oil to escape too easily. The oil pump continues working, but it can't maintain proper pressure because too much oil leaks through these widened gaps before reaching other areas of the engine. This kind of wear often shows up as low oil pressure at idle or when the engine is hot, sometimes accompanied by light knocking or tapping sounds. It doesn't necessarily mean the engine is close to failure, but it's an early sign that internal tolerances are no longer within specification. To reduce wear, always maintain clean oil, use the manufacturer recommended viscosity, and avoid extended operation with low oil levels. These habits preserve bearing surfaces and maintain healthy oil flow. If the warning light continues to appear, a technician can perform a pressure test and bearing inspection to confirm whether internal wear is the underlying reason. Reason number 5. Oil pump wear or relief valve failure. The oil pump is the heart of the lubrication system, responsible for keeping consistent pressure and circulation throughout the engine. When its internal gears, rotors, or housing begin to wear, the pump gradually loses its ability to generate strong, steady flow. This type of wear typically develops over time due to high mileage, extended operation with contaminated oil, or skipped maintenance intervals. Dirty or old oil carries tiny abrasive particles that erode the pump's precision surfaces, reducing efficiency. Another issue often linked to pressure loss is a failing or stuck pressure relief valve. This valve acts as a safety mechanism, controlling how much pressure the pump delivers. If it becomes clogged with sludge or jammed in the open position, it allows oil to bypass the system too easily, causing the pressure reading to drop even though the pump is spinning normally. Drivers may notice fluctuating pressure on the gauge, especially at idle or during sudden acceleration. While not always a sign of total pump failure, it's a clear warning to have the system inspected. Routine oil and filter changes remain the simplest and most effective way to protect the pump from premature wear. If problems persist, a technician can test pump output, inspect the relief valve, and ensure the engine maintains proper oil circulation. One common reason is using the wrong oil filter. Some filters restrict flow or have faulty bypass valves, causing false low-pressure readings. Another overlooked issue is a cracked or hardened O-ring on the pickup tube, which allows air to enter the system and disrupt flow. Air in the oil circuit can cause erratic pressure readings even when the pump is fine. Modern engines also rely on hydraulic timing chain tensioners that use oil pressure to stay tight. A leak or blockage here can divert oil away from key components, lowering pressure elsewhere. Regular inspection of seals, gaskets, and filters during maintenance helps prevent these smaller faults from developing into larger concerns. Addressing these hidden reasons keeps oil pressure stable and prevents unnecessary part replacement. Quick fixes before replacing anything. Before assuming a major part failure, it's smart to perform a few quick checks. First, verify the oil level and confirm it matches the correct grade recommended in the owner's manual. Next, replace the oil filter with a high-quality brand and observe if pressure improves. Sometimes, simply switching out an old or clogged filter restores normal flow. Using a mechanical gauge to compare readings with the dashboard display helps confirm whether the issue is electronic or mechanical. If oil appears dirty or sludgy, changing it and cleaning the pickup area can restore circulation. Always inspect connectors leading to the oil pressure sensor for corrosion or loose contact. Performing these steps can rule out small problems before moving to costly repairs. Only after these checks fail should the oil pump or internal components be examined. Preventive maintenance, accurate testing, and patience are key to solving low oil pressure issues safely and effectively. Most alerts come from small imbalances, things like low oil level, clogged filters, or worn seals. When you understand how the oil system works, those messages become useful signals instead of stressful surprise. Checking oil regularly, replacing filters on time, And using the right viscosity keep the engine protected and pressure stable. Regular maintenance also prevents electrical and sensor errors that can trigger false warning. Treat that dashboard light as information, not panic. It's your car's early reminder to take simple preventive action. If this video helped you understand why the oil pressure low stop engine message appears, take a moment to check your car today. Preventive care keeps repairs affordable and your vehicle reliable. Subscribe now for clear, reliable car care tips, and watch our next video on hidden engine protection system.